let's look at what happens after 1 week of using X39. Are there going to be any effects? And we certainly did find effects. So the first thing to know about X39 is that it improves the metabolism. And we see this show up in utilization of amino acids. So amino acids, of course, are the building blocks of proteins and peptides. And this is important because if we have a long-term injury, there's going to be inflammation, there's going to be damaged tissue, and we want to repair that. And the only way we're going to repair damaged tissue is that if we're making collagen, a protein, and that requires the synthesis of amino acids. So what we found was that you put X39 on, and it starts to increase the synthesis of and utilization of amino acids. So that's very, very important. Now, another thing that we found, which at the time to me was surprising in a good way, was that we were seeing improvements in memory within the first 7 days. And that is staggering. Now, we've done research into cognitive function for many, many years. It's an obvious concern for anyone that's aging, which is 100% of the population, and especially for people after they get over the age of 50, when most people have experienced mitochondrial dysfunction, they've got undesirable changes in their hormones, and their memory begins to suffer for a variety of reasons. So to see an improvement in memory in the first 7 days was remarkable. And in fact, we have a separate study looking at exactly why this is and why it happens. We also saw a reduction in blood pressure, which is great. So we don't make any blood pressure claims, but one of the things that we know is that X39 is certainly safe for cardiovascular health. And if you have low blood pressure, not to worry. If you have low blood pressure, you're not going to see a decrease in your blood pressure. This is relative to people with blood pressure that's higher than normal. Now, heart rate variability measures the ratio of muscle contractions in the 4 chambers of the heart. And we've done many studies on heart rate variability over the years, going back to 2005. So it was great to see that by elevating copper peptide, we could see the heart rate variability improve. The rhythm of the heart improves. And there's a lot of benefits to that, not only for the heart, but for the nervous system. Remarkably, we saw that people started to see an improvement in the quality of their sleep the first 24 hours. Now, I hope all of you are going to be at Nova, because I'm going to be covering this in great detail. We're going to be doing an entire training on different types of health conditions and what type of options there are for you to resolve your health condition naturally. I'm not going to be making any medical claims about the patches. And anyway, come to Nova and you can see what we're going to talk about there. But one of the subjects I'm going to cover is sleep. So if you have insomnia and or you're having difficulty sleeping, you're not sleeping more than 4, 5, 6 hours, there is definitely help available that's natural, that works great. You have so many options. And we're going to cover that in great detail in Nova. Okay. An improvement in vitality. So when we're looking at anti-aging effects in the body and we want to reverse human aging, it's going to all start with the ability of our cells to make energy, make and use energy. And that happens in an area of the cell called the mitochondria. And normally as people age, the way they make and use energy and cell communications declines rather sharply. So what we saw was a very powerful anti-aging and age reversal effect with X39. It improves overall health and vitality the first week that you use it. Now, we know that X39 elevates copper peptide. We're going to show our first blood study, actually, that we did, and there's multiple blood studies that we've done. Copper peptide resets the genes to a more youthful state, 1/3 of the genes. So, of course, what we'd like to have is 100%. But resetting 1/3 of the human genome to a younger, healthier state produces remarkable effects. And we see that show up in our testing. X39 is also going to improve breathing. And that gets statistically significant as we approach 7 days. So